Hello everyone, Minute Plus Meditation here. It is Tuesday, January the 28th, and it's the feast of St. Thomas Aquinas, the Angelic Doctor, first class relic here. Got this 37 years ago when I went to Rome with my good friend, now deceased Father Horgan. We continue with the Epistle to the Hebrews. We're in chapter 10 now. Since the law has only a shadow of the good things to come, and not the true form of these realities, it can never, by the same sacrifices that are continually offered year after year, make perfect those who approach. Otherwise, would they not have ceased being offered, since the worshippers, cleansed once for all, would no longer have any consciousness of sin? But in these sacrifices there is a reminder of sin year after year. A little further down, sacrifices and offerings you have not desired, but a body you have prepared for me. In burnt offerings and sin offerings you have taken no pleasure. Then I said, as it is written of me in the scroll of the book, see, God, I have come to do your will, O God. So remember, I said a while ago, the context of this is supposed the severe temptations that are being experienced by the Jewish converts, by the Jewish Christians, to apostatize, to revert back to the Jewish religion. And so if that is in fact the case, which there seems to be a good case for that the more you read Hebrews, then you realize why the author is saying this, why St. Paul is saying this. He's telling them, look, the sacrifices of old, they're done. They only were types pointing to what we now have in its fullness, in its reality. You know, that's why he quotes this. I can't remember where it comes from, if it's a Psalm or Isaiah. Sacrifices and offerings you have not desired, but as body you have prepared for me with the incarnation, right? In burnt offerings and sin offerings you have taken no pleasure. And yet for a time God did tolerate them because they served as a type of the Messiah of Jesus. Then I said, as it is written of me in the scroll of the book, see, God, I have come to do your will, O God. So God will accept the pleasing sacrifice of his Son, who offers his complete self to the Father on our behalf. But, backing up a little, otherwise they would have ceased being offered, since the worshippers, cleansed once for all, would no longer have any consciousness of sin. Well, again, this notion, and it will come up again, so I don't mind repeating it, we don't offer a different sacrifice every time we celebrate Mass. Every time the sacrifice of the Mass is offered, it's the same sacrifice that's being applied to us. The infinitely pleasing sacrifice of Jesus Christ offered to his Father on Calvary is applied to us through the instrumentality of the Mass. And it's the same sacrifice, not a different sacrifice. It's not being multiplied. It's not being repeated. It's being represented, not represented, but represented in an unbloody way. So that is the mystery and the beauty of the Mass in a nutshell. Okay, to the Gospel, the mother of Mark here, chapter 3, the mother of Jesus and his brothers came to the house where he was, and standing outside, they sent to him and called him. I just want to focus on this because this is, and I will finish with, whoever does the will of God is my brother and sister and mother. But they came to him. Okay. In a way, of course, his mother is his mother. She had a special connection with him. There's no doubt about it. But she didn't use that to her own benefit, as if somehow in some way to take him away from his primary task, which was the will of the Father. Our Lady never did that. She never used her privilege, if you will, to kind of do her own thing or to tap Jesus, her Son, in such a way that it would take him away from his ministry. It just didn't happen. We know that if she tried it, he wouldn't do it anyways. He wouldn't, but it just wouldn't happen. That's the whole point, because she's completely aligned with the will of the Father. And this is so important for us. This doesn't really get a lot of attention. We always tend to focus on your mother and brothers are here, who's my mother and brother, and so on and so on. But the mother of Jesus and his brothers came to the house where he was standing, where he was and standing outside, you see. They don't push their way through. I'm his mother, would you please move aside? I'm his mother for Pete's sakes. She doesn't do that, what if with whatever attitude. She could have done it very nicely. Oh, the mother of Jesus. Oh, everybody, part the Red Sea. The mother of Jesus, she wants to see him. She doesn't do that. She doesn't sort of play any privilege card. Doesn't do that. And this is what we should love about Our Lady. One of the hundreds of things we should love about Our Lady and just try to imitate every single day is don't take advantage of any blessing you have, of any privilege you have, but be very humble like her. Use it for God's honor and glory, always aligned to his will, because whatever we give over to him, he gives it back to us, purified, right? So remember this as you go through the day. God bless you.